All right. Thanks, guys, for coming to the call tonight. This is our weekly Digital Business Makeover sessions. We are on session 2. Last week was session 1. We talked about positioning yourself and starting with an offer. And this week we're going to continue that session because last week I had to do a video, so I couldn't take questions from people on the call. And during the week I got some questions, so I thought I would continue this and just briefly go back over what we went over last session, and then go over the questions that I had. And I have a few things to show you as well. So this is our digital business makeover success path. These are the topics that we're going to be talking about during these sessions each week. We won't necessarily do them in the order that's listed here, but these are the topics that we will be talking about from session to session. We'll be talking about position yourself as a solution provider and a problem solver, doing weekly, bi-weekly, monthly workshops or meetings of some sort at some sort of a gathering place. Talk about building a product snowball, which is building your momentum and your monetization within your offers and the products that you sell online. We're going to talk about creating a content factory, building a massive network of affiliates and JVs, becoming a media mogul, wherein you will pick which platform where you mostly want to do your workshops and your meetings and put out your content that you're going to be putting out to generate interest in your business. And you're going to dominate that one medium before you add others to it. We're going to talk about getting into production mode, which means staying on a schedule and constantly, consistently coming out with new products in your digital business. Then we're going to talk about building a learning center, which is where you'll be storing all of the content that you've put out and the recordings that you've made so people can access things that you've done in the past and know where to go to look for new things that you're putting out. And then lastly, we're going to talk about creating a fan-based community of loyal followers that look forward to anything that you come out with and your contact with them through your content factory. So like I said, last week we did this training, and it's on the positioning yourself by starting with an offer. And I'm calling this part 2, but it's technically not part 2. We're just going to go over a recap of what we done last week in last week's training. Then I'm going to answer some questions that I got because we weren't able to do live questioning last week because of the problems we had, the technical problems. And then I've got some examples I want to show you along with some of the questions that I got. So just a brief recap of what we went through last week. You can go back to the recording from last week under the replays, and I'll give you the replay link here at the end of this session. We talk about how you need to have a unique selling proposition, which what makes your offer unique from anyone else that's selling something similar to what you have or in the same market that you're working in. Talk about how to add bonuses that answer possible objections. And we talked about a good offer has training. This can be either live, such as webinars or workshops, or on demand through pre-recorded workshops or webinars, or even sets of videos that offer training. Now, you can do these yourself if you have the knowledge and the skill set. If you don't, you can get someone else to work with you to create these for you that does have the knowledge and the skill set to be able to create the trainings. Generally, when you do this, you're going to be working with them as an affiliate in that you will promote one of their offers. In return, they're going to be promoting your offer because they're offering the training portion of your offer. Talk about how adding case studies is a great thing to add to a good offer, and interviews. Now, these are the elements that go into a good offer, but these are the elements that should surround your core product and add to the product that you're wanting to sell. If you can incorporate these into your offer, you have a really good chance of having an offer that's going to appeal to the people that you're trying to market to. And then we talked about the 2 additional elements in a good offer that can help generate more sales and also get people to make a decision quicker. And those are, one is scarcity, and scarcity deals with not having an unlimited number of something available, whether it be bonuses, special content. And generally with scarcity of this type, you're either going to be removing them after a certain amount of sales, or a certain amount of them that you have has expired. You only have so many of something that you can give out. And to do this, you're probably going to need to have 2 different delivery pages or systems, or a membership that has levels, some way that you can give the people that got in on the scarcity before the scarcity expired, that you can give them what you offered them. Then the people come later, they get something that wasn't included. And then the last one is urgency, and this is something that you have to make your mind up if you're comfortable doing urgency or not. And this is generally something that there isn't an unlimited amount of time to make a decision, to make a purchase. And countdown timers work great for this. Just having a countdown timer insinuates urgency, and it's actually the easiest urgency you can do. But the one suggestion I will give you, if you are going to use countdown timers, make it actually do something. At the end of the countdown, something happens, whether the price changes, the bonuses go away, or the special content goes away, whatever it might be. And if possible, you could try to combine both of these and have these to really help your offer. And by using these 2 things right here, scarcity and urgency, you will boost a lot of sales, and you'll make a lot of initial sales from people that come to your offer to start with. And these are the things that you need to consider when you're creating your offer. So, like I said, this is what we went over last week. You can go back and watch last week's replay video that I made. But because it wasn't a live session and I didn't get to take questions, I had questions come in during the week, and some of those I know are questions probably other people have, so I thought I would answer those questions on this call tonight, and that's why we're doing a part 2, is to answer these questions. So the first one that's really a good one that I got is, can you explain USP, which is unique selling proposition, a little bit more, and would pricing be considered USP? Pricing is not really considered, a unique selling proposition in that, really all you're doing is just offering something at a discount price. Now, it could be considered part of USP in that, maybe you've made a special deal with a vendor for something that, that you're going to include in your offer, that, because it's coming through you, they're getting a special price on it. But generally, a unique selling proposition is something that makes your offer, even though there's other people selling something similar to what you have, that makes your offer the one that they want, as opposed to getting the same or similar thing from somebody else. And this is when we talked about last week using PLR, a lot of people want to start with private label rights. Generally, PLR has no USP to it. You have to add a USP to it to make it something that people want to get from you as opposed to someone else. So a unique selling proposition is what sets you different and apart from everyone else that's in your same market, that's selling a similar product, or maybe even the same product that you have. This next one was a really good one, and they asked, can you give examples of what bonuses that answer objections could be used for a PLR product? And last week we touched on using private label rights or a PLR product as your core offer. And one of the things I suggested was adding bonuses that answer objections, so that people will, decide to take your offer because of something they might have in their mind that's keeping them from making a decision. A good thing to add to any offer, in doesn't whether something unique that you created or private label rights, is a checklist. That is a really good bonus that answers an objection. It gives people a good navigation and a cheat sheet checklist type thing that they can follow through to complete whatever the offer is supposed to do for them. It gives them a structured flow to go through and things to look for when they're using the product that you're selling them or consuming it if it happens to be training. Another good example is, and I used this last week, was if you're selling something that creates videos or does video promotion, giving people something that they can make videos with, whether it be some sort of photo collection or stock videos or sounds, royalty-free music or that type of thing. Those are things that you could add to any offer, and in particular PLR, to get people to make a buying decision because you're answering an objection that they might have. Another good example of a bonus that would answer objections is maybe offering an interview with an expert that details how to use the product that you have. A lot of people will see something and think, this is great, this is something I could use, but I just don't know for sure that I could use it if it's a right fit for me. So by offering an interview with an expert that's talking about your product, that will help sway the fence for a lot of people. They're going to see somebody actually using it and talking about how they used it and what kind of results they got from it. So those are the kind of things that you can add to any offer. But in general, private label rights products to start with, you have to add something to them in order to try to generate a USP to start with. Selling straight out PLR as it is there's nothing unique about it. There's probably hundreds of other people selling the exact same thing. So by offering bonuses that will help answer objections that somebody may have to decide whether they want to buy it from you is something that will help you generate sales because they see something that it's going to help them get the most out of whatever it is that they're purchasing from you. All right, and this next one was a really good one, and this is something I'm actually going to be introducing in the next week or so. The question is, what is the challenge format of an offer? And basically what I was talking about by doing the challenge format of an offer is to take something that you're selling, whether this could be something that it's a training of some sort, or it could be a product that actually does something for people like the video creation or whatever, but turning it into a challenge wherein you tell them you want them to go through a section and get this much completed, and then before they move on to the next section. And you could actually have it to where it's something you meet with them on a periodic time to to go through the different stages and steps of using a product or going through training and getting results from it. Basically what you're doing is you're selling an offer that you're going to guarantee some sort of results at the end if the people follow through with the challenge of going through the various stages of either using your product if it's something that you use to generate or create something, or if it's a training that shows them how to do something. You take certain steps to complete each stage till they finally at the end get a result out of it. And that's what is a really good format for any product offer. If you can turn it into a challenge, it gives people the motivation to actually use and consume the product that you have, in that they're going to see that there's uh, steps that you go through, and you take them one step at a time to finally get to an end result. And like I said, the main goal out of it is you're going to guarantee that they get results if they follow through with the challenge to completion. So that's a really good format of any offer if you can adapt your offer to that. And then the last one I got, and this is where I want to go into the next section, which you show some examples of vertical and horizontal funnels. Okay, I gave you a description of vertical and horizontal funnels last week, and I want to go over that description again. Then I'm going to actually show you a couple here in just a minute. A vertical funnel is when you buy the initial product offer is being offered, and then in a funnel, which is a series of products that are showed to the buyer in a step-by-step fashion, the upsells that are offered and sometimes called one-time offers. They're not always one-time offers, but they're the next product in the funnel adds to the first initial product that you bought. A great example of that is software. You buy a piece of software that does a certain thing, but then the next upsell is a pro version that takes away some of the limitations that the front end offer has, or it has more features to it that the original front end offer doesn't have. That is what we call a vertical funnel, wherein each next step in the buying process adds something to the original product that was purchased in the beginning. Now, horizontal funnel is where you have an initial offer and you're selling just that offer on that page, and there's no upsells that enhance that product. But then in the next stage of the funnel process, you have a similar or related product that is congruent with the same theme of what the original product was, that takes them either in another step of getting something done, or shows them another method of doing something or something like that. And I'm going to show you an example of both of these here in just a minute. And I think that was all of the questions that I have. So let's drop out to the other screen now, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with these vertical funnels. Get back to my screen here. All right, so what I want to show you here is this is what we would consider a hybrid funnel, wherein that it's a mixture of a vertical funnel in the there's upsells that go with the main offer, but then the funnel takes another shift and goes to another similar related product in the same market. Yeah, I'm going to totally edit this and re-upload it so that you guys can see the finished version, since we had 20 minutes of error at the very beginning. This is for a product called YouTube Shorts. You guys may, if you're on very many mailing lists, may have seen this offer come out. But it starts out with the initial front end product here, which is actually number 2 on the list here. These are not necessarily in the order that they're shown. But then there's an upsell that it enhances the first initial front end offer. And basically what this upsell offers is video training to go along with a PDF that's on the front end offer. And then of course they have a downsell offer to the upsell. If you decide not to take the upsell, they offer you a downsell of a different price for the same upsell. Now, this is wherein it turns into horizontal by the next offer in the funnel is for a different product. The initial product is YouTube Shorts Excellence, which is a training on using YouTube short videos. But then after you've been through that little mini funnel right there, it next goes into another product that's kind of related on cybersecurity, and it goes through the same thing. There's an initial offer, an initial front end product, then there's an upsell, and then there's a downsell to that. And then it goes into, these are the last 3 products that are in this funnel are not anything to do with the first 2 products that were in it. But then there's like a lifetime PLR membership, which is a membership to get their products on a monthly basis or some sort. And then that's the first one is a huge collection of some of their other products. And then there's a membership that's next in the funnel. And then there's a product installation if you bought either one of the previous things that we showed you, and they'll install them for you. So this is an example of a hybrid. Like I said, it's really a vertical funnel, but also horizontal funnel, in that it introduces, similar or related products in the funnel. Now the next one I want to show you is a true vertical funnel, and this is for a product called Easy Deals, which is a piece of software. It has multiple upsells in it, and some of these upsells are shown, there's 2 or 3 of them shown on one page, so that it's not like there's this many steps to go through. Some of these are shown 2 or 3 to a page, but it has the initial offer, and then the next offer in the funnel is, a hub version, which shows what this Easy Deals software does. It creates deal sites for local businesses. And then there's a hub upgrade, which lets you have, a directory of these deals. And then there's a booster, which enhances get rid of that. There's a booster pro upgrade, which enhances the deals that you can create, adds more functionality to them. And then down through there, you've got they're offering actually a paid challenge, where you go through a challenge series with them to achieve some sort of result at the end of it. And then here are some related softwares to that other software. And like I said, these are all progressive one. This is pretty much the order that the funnel follows, except that some of these are, 2 of them are on one page. So you're not seeing every single one of these on separate pages. Some of them are 2 of them are on one page. But this is a great example of a vertical funnel, in that this product funnel right here, each of the next steps adds to the original product that you bought, so that you get either some limitations taken away or more features that weren't in the original offer. Okay, so I hope this help explains the difference between horizontal and vertical funnels. The basic thing to keep in mind: a vertical funnel is one that each successive upsell adds to the original product that you bought. A horizontal funnel is the next offer in the funnel is something related that doesn't enhance the original product, but it does stay within the same market, something that since you bought this, you might be interested in this as well. Yeah, like he's saying, he doesn't like this particular set of screens that I showed here. I looked for a good way of showing us, and without actually going through somebody's funnel and saving the pages, it was really hard. So I chose this format here because this does show a step-by-step progression. You can tell by the names of each one of these what the next offer actually is. So it gives you an idea that in this particular example of a vertical funnel, each one of them adds to the original product that was being sold, whereas this one, it shows you the initial offer and then the upsell to it that enhances the original product. But then it shifts gears and goes into a horizontal funnel, in that it offers a totally different product that is related to the first product. So it was kind of hard to, without saving each one of these pages, to step you through it, because you know how sales pages are these days anyway. They're a mile long, so it would take forever just to go scroll through one. Okay, so like I said, I hope that helps explain that question, the difference between a vertical and a horizontal funnel. What I wanted to show you next is, last week I gave you guys a link to a checklist. This is basically the 2 slide screens we went through there earlier, but I've made it to where now you can enter an offer name and you can go through here and check it. So let's just use, for example, the Easy Deals one. I think I have that. Pull that up. You just put your offer name there, and then you can go through the page and see if your offer would meet these. So let's pull up this one and let's just look at it. And like I said, this is a software product that creates deal sites, pages, and initially as we're going through this, we can see the general sales pitch, trying to convince you that you need this software because of what it does. And it tells you that actually tells you about a competitor, which is Groupon in this case, that does the same thing. So they're already trying to set itself as unique from them. So they are working towards generating a USP. And let's see, again, more pitch about why you need it. And I'm looking for if he gives his USP on this. More sales pitch. There's describing features. More features. How it's going to be easy to sell. No learning curve. More features. All right, so here it looks like he's trying to get into his unique selling proposition of why you should buy this software from him as opposed to creating it yourself. Because he actually says right here that you can do this with WordPress plugins, or you could use landing page creators. So here, this is where he's setting himself up as having something unique in that his is easier to use and doesn't cost as much money as buying WordPress plugins or landing page creators. So if we go back to our offer list, he does portray a unique selling proposition. Let's look and see about bonuses or whatever. Let's see what else is on the page. Yeah, he's talking about more features of the product. The bulk of this, okay, here we have our bonuses, and let's see if these are bonuses that answer possible objections. All right, so he's offering a template pack. That would be an example of a good bonus that answers possible objections by having templates to work with this software. So that's a good example of a bonus that answers possible objections. Media covers, social media covers. So yeah, there's another good example. Quit that. This appears to be some sort of a training. No, it's actually email sequence to selling it. So if we go back here, he does have bonuses that offer objections. I did see somewhere in there he has training. I don't think they're live. I think they're actually on-demand training videos. So he's checked off 3 of them, I know, in this. I didn't see where he has case studies. I didn't see where he has interviews, but I do know there was an affiliate promoting this that was offering an interview with the product creator, talking about how to use the software and how to sell it. So in that, as an affiliate, they're actually adding that to make it a good offer. And does it offer scarcity and urgency? Since this is no longer on launch, there's no scarcity or urgency to it now. Whatever was there is already gone, but I imagine there probably was. And then lastly, does the offer fit your brand? I don't know this vendor. I don't know if it fits his brand or not. But this is the checklist that I gave you guys. Like I said, I made it to where now you can actually name the offer that you're working with and go through here and check these off. And basically what you want to do when you're going through this checklist, if you want to have at least half of these, and you've got a good, decent offer to start working with. The more of these that you can add to it, the better off you'll be. The more it's going to stand out and seem more appealing to more people. But this is the link to it. I think I've got that on the next slide. We'll go back to our slide now. Okay, so I've showed you the new PDF. This is the link to it here on this page. I also have this link down in the description of this video, so you can click it from there and not have to copy it down. But your assignment again is the same as last week, to take one of your offers that you have now and use the checklist that I gave you, which is now you can actually treat it as a checklist and see if it meets the criteria that we just went through in last week's training, then again in the recap this week. So if you don't have an offer, go ahead and get started with, the elements to try to include in one now, so you have a checklist that tells you what to include in it. But if you have a current offer, use the checklist to see if it meets the elements that we were talking about. So okay, so that's the training for this week, guys. I appreciate you coming here. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them down in the comments below, or if you have access to me through my help desk or my email address, or you can catch me on Facebook as well, send those to me, and I'll either address them directly to you, or if I see the need be, I'll send you a reply saying we'll answer it again on next week's session. But also, while you're here, if you enjoyed this training, if you enjoy this series that we're going through, please hit the like button below and the subscribe button, and click the little bell notification so that hopefully YouTube will send you a notification when I'm doing my next live. And also, if you've missed a session or want to watch one again, you can always go to the replays. They'll be all right there in one area where you can just go back through them, or if you've missed one, watch them from the beginning. The link is right here, and I'll have that also in the description below. So thanks again, guys, for coming to the call tonight. Have a great week and be safe.